It's 1,200 kilometres from North Berkner to Vinson Basecamp, skiing across remote areas, navigating crevasse zones, crossing glaciers and ice caps, whilst hauling 130 kilograms each of gear and supplies, before overland adventurer James McAloon and big wall climber Henk Morgans then attempt to climb Mount Vinson, the highest point in Antarctica. Only 1,400 people have climbed Mount Vinson, which sits at 4,892 metres, but no one has summited from sea level.
My name's Henk Morgans, I'm from Brisbane. I'm an arborist by trade and love rock climbing, and James online dated me, so to speak, and found me for an Antarctic expedition that has been one hell of a learning curve, roller coaster, and a hell of a lot of fun.
My name's James McAloon, and 3 years ago I decided to commit to my dream of going to Antarctica and trying to summit the tallest peak from the ocean, which is a combination of polar high altitude mountaineering and polar endurance multi-month expedition skiing, but it's something you can't do by yourself, and so I looked for a long time for a good partner, found Hank, and for the last 3 years we've basically been on this journey, fine-tuning our trade, so to speak, and working with professionals to get ready for this November when we head off.
James and Henk, though they both have extensive adventure backgrounds in different areas, have never attempted anything like this before, so they reached out to Gareth Andrews and his wife Andrea of Argon Expeditions. Gareth and Andrea are experts in expedition logistics, polar and overland travel, expedition medicine and expedition nutrition. Gareth's a doctor by profession and Andrea's background is in dietetics. Gareth is a seasoned record-holding polar adventurer whom I've helped train for all his expeditions.
They've been there and they've done it, so it's not just like somebody who's just done some computer research. You can actually ask them, like, hey, what's it actually like? How do you plan? What went wrong? Not everyone's open to having those conversations sometimes, and we live in Australia. There is not much place to train or practice, so we got to get it right here so that we don't make our mistakes there.
So Gareth reached out to me to see if I'd come up and help them with a more nuanced approach to the training that James and Henk need for this undertaking.
What I've tried to do this weekend is just give a general overview of what's needed. So, it's a very, very long process. Polar expeditions are so unique. They come from juxtaposed positions of a need for strength because of the sheer load of the sleds that they've got to pull, and over the terrain they've got to pull them. They've got to get to altitude as well.
So the key to polar travel is having a really strong engine, and that is aerobic capacity. The ability to keep going at a sub-maximal level all day, every day, and that for days and days and days on end. The issue is that you have to do it pulling sleds, and these can weigh up to 140, 150 kilograms for a big expedition. And the Antarctic, it's not like an ice rink, it's not all flat and smooth. And on top of that, you've also got to gain around 3,000 metres in height to get up onto the Antarctic plateau. You also burn a hell of a lot of calories on the ice, and the more mass you lose, the harder it is for you to pull your sled, so you need to maintain mass. Now, endurance training, this will strip mass and it will strip muscle as well. So we have these two goals that are at juxtapositions to each other, and we do this merry dance as we try to put on both lean mass and fat mass, but also get you as strong and as aerobically fit as possible. So we need to have a multi-layered approach. First of all, we're going to build our aerobic base, doing what I call aerobic capacity work or zone 2 training. This is all very sub-maximal and is very high volume, and it takes up a lot of time and it takes a long time. At the same time, we have to do specialized strength training. Now, what I like to use in this situation are special techniques that were developed by the East Germans to help their weightlifters go up weight classes very quickly.
And let's get the swing first. So let me see the swing. I want your back straight. So let's do clean one. Ball to the top. No, clean. That's a press. Okay, here we go. Wait. One. Now clean again. Say it again.
It's much cleaner now.
Rest. 3 squats. Down, down, and to there. Now squat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You're going to rest, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. 2, 1, go.
Hey.
There. That's it. Awesome. Okay. You got the last round in 20 seconds. Go on. Fantastic, guys. Good work.
We also spend about 20% of our total volume working on pushing out our lactate threshold. Think of this as being able to help us cruise at a higher level for longer, but we don't want to overdo it because it'll detract from the benefits of fat adaptation that we've built through our aerobic capacity training. Now, this is a combination of sustainable interval training and tempo training, i.e. being able to work at higher levels for extended periods. It might be either doing 8 lots of 2 minutes heavy sled pulls at the highest sustainable level that you can maintain the same speed at for each pull. It's really important here that we aren't working at such a high level that our performance diminishes over the 8 pulls, and that we finish the last one in roughly the same amount of time or cover the same amount of distance as we did the first one. So they're all pretty even all the way through. Or in a more tempo style session, as part of a larger session, you might do a 20-minute block where you're just below lactate threshold for your heart rate before dropping back to zone 2 heart rate for the rest of the session.
Here you go. So I've got the lads doing some lactate threshold work. We've got them loaded. We've got them with some resistance, but not shitloads, not really heavy. What they're doing is they're going once round, and then once they've gone round, at the moment they've got 4 minutes recovery, which isn't a full recovery, it's a partial recovery. So they're slowly building up a bit of lactate in the legs as well. So each round's getting a bit heavier and heavier and heavier. But they've got to do it at a level that they can only just breathe through their nose. They're keeping their mouth shut, and it's at that very, very top edge that they want to breathe through their mouth, but they don't. Here he is, ready to go. And go. The local dog walkers here think we're mental. I think we might be.
And the last type of workout that we do, and this really does take a very small percentage of our overall volume, is anaerobic alactate work. And this is our short, absolute max effort stuff. This is the energy system that you'd have to use if you had to pull your sled out of a crevasse in an emergency situation. It's important, but it's only a very small part of the overall picture.
Go. Come on, hard, 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 hard. Harder.
Okay, roll. Straight into them, chest to ground. Crank them out.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All the way through, Jake. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Change.
Turn it around, turn it around. You good?
Okay, go. Come on, that's it. Go.
Okay, chest's got to touch the ground. So just lift your head up a bit. See how your head's sagging? That's it. Chest hits the ground every time.
Okay, drop to your knees. That's it. Chest on the ground. That's it. Come on, go. Just keep cranking them through. That's it. Keep cranking them. No, further. Chest got to hit the ground. Come on. Chest to go. That's it. Come on. And again. Keep going. One more.
Nice, right. Stop. Well done.
Fantastic. You see the difference in the 3 levels?
Yeah. Good work, lads.
Yeah,
really
very good work. Awesome. So this stuff is awesome for metabolic training, okay? It should only take the tiniest part of your training. Highly inflammatory, okay? So it's like, if you think of your energy systems as the aerobic that we were doing at the beginning, think of that as being like a wind farm out in the desert, just hundreds of panels just quietly humming, but they take a long time to get going, a long time to draw energy, and you can't draw a whole load of energy at once, but the energy that is there will keep you going all day, okay? This is the exact opposite. So this is your coal powered plants, and this is where you're having to shovel coal in constantly It generates a lot of power, a lot of heat, a lot of fire, but it also generates a lot of byproducts. There's a lot of fumes, a lot of waste, a lot of pollution, okay? Exactly what it's like. So you can generate all this force, all this power, but you can see it's not sustainable, and the build up is really, really fast. Okay, so you start feeling sick really fast, you're out of breath, you can't sustain it. Yeah, and both of you towards the end of the first one, you're feeling your legs just start to just literally lose power. People who are crossfitting and stuff like that, this takes up a large part of their training. This kind of stuff needs to be taking up less than 20%, and it should be jacked up towards the other end just before you leave. Focus on getting your aerobic capacity up. Then in a couple of months, then we'll start building in some lactate threshold. And then after that, we start building in some of this as well, some metabolic. Awesome. How was that?
Yeah, humbling. Great work, boys.
Good work. Cheers.
Thank you.
Good work, James.
Thanks, James.
Success in the poles is all about efficiency. So Gareth talked to them about working as a team, who's taking which roles as they're putting up their tent, taking down their tent, and task allocation and delegation between themselves once they're in the tent as well.
So what we'd do is we would, as soon as we had stopped, we'd get this structure up within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They'd peg the two ends, and then as soon as the two ends were pegged, the chef would get in and start arranging your tent. The chef gets the stove in and starts making the recovery piece. And then the other person pegs everything, does the slow valences, having those recovery greaves and getting them in almost as soon as you stop is massive in terms of your recovery. The major differences are efficiency and comfort.
Yeah.
Because mountaineering, even
super lightweight.
Yeah, you can deal with the discomfort.
You're not there for that long.
3, 4, 5, 6 days.
Yeah.
When you're out for months, so you want to make yourself as comfortable as possible. We had a really regimented approach to sleep. So by 10 p.m. we're in our sleeping bags and we're asleep. Never sacrifice sleep, because as soon as you start doing that, you'll just
Wear your body down.
You'll just chip away.
All right, guys, that's it. Wake up. Come on, let's go.
In Greenland.
James and Henk's nutrition strategy comes in 2 parts. The first part is expedition nutrition, which Andrea, as a qualified dietitian and polar logistics expert, was helping to guide them through. They're going to be burning an incredible amount of calories every day, but as well as getting the right macronutrient balance, they also need to take in food weight, ease of eating in extreme environments, and also palatability. I mean, what tastes nice right now can really be getting you down if you've been eating it for every day for 90 days. And it's also about sourcing this kind of food, as there's really limited amount of companies that do such specialized nutrition. Then there's the training nutrition, which is more my bag. Putting on lean mass is harder than people think. And these guys need to put on both lean mass, but they also need some padding, they need some fat mass to make up for what they're going to lose on the trip. And not just that, if they aren't careful, given the volume of training that they're doing, they're actually going to start losing weight whilst they're training and not gain the weight that they need to over the next few months. So they basically need to eat like it's a job. The foundation of the diet is still healthy, i.e. lots of quality animal-based products and fat, but we lay on lots of carbohydrates on top. So it's no fasting or anything like that for these guys. It's lots of meals, lots of the time. Basically, if in doubt, eat.
You know, ultimately, we can't just put on skis and a sled and go for a training trip here in Australia. So you've given us the sand chariot and the towing of that in a very endurance fashion around the oval for as long as we possibly could as an endurance testing one, and then we had a more intense, faster version, only breathing through our noses basically, and you know, like, it's amazing how stacking that up and up and up and up really takes the punishment on the body.
Yeah, what we're doing is really unique. So there's not many personal trainers or fitness people that really can relate to what your body needs and where it's actually going to go to. Yeah, we can get fit, we can work out, we can research, but it's really difficult to find someone who's got specific experience on what your body needs and what it's going to, in terms of endurance and strength in those conditions where you're pulling 100 plus kilos for 2 months straight through snow and ice. So to come down here and get that hands-on training is priceless.
I was telling you about how we periodize our programming and what we do in the bulk part before a trip, what we do to fine tune that, and then what we do in the period before a trip. And we've got some great little ideas for that period just to fine tune things for that
Great.
last.
More suffering.
How good.
People get enjoyment out of watching other people.
Stay tuned on this channel because I'll send through me sweating and
I'm not
cursing.
going to say what it is yet, but you guys will be seeing this at some point later on. But I can't let the cat out of the bag yet.
Never seen
Thanks, mate. Cheers, guys. Been a real pleasure meeting you. Nice guys in the adventure world. These two are awesome guys.
Thanks, guys.
I've left all their social channels and website in the description below. If you do know any companies with deep pockets who want to back a world first and an exciting venture, then they're still on the lookout for sponsors. So please do get hold of them.